Hello, my name is Gil Moran, and this is my audience. This is my family. And my girlfriend. All right, that being said, I'm going to be talking about the strangest events that happened in World War II, more specifically in the European theater. I'll be talking about the events of Castle Ypres. With that being said, let's get into it. There is a common misconception that people carry in times of war, that the people that they are facing, their adversaries, are all inherently bad. However, as easy as this would be, it's not always so black and white, especially so when it comes to the events that transpired at Castle Ypres. Although it's well known that the Germans were our enemies in World War II, it's important to understand not every single German soldier was an evil man. The men who fought for the country comprised of the Wehrmacht, the German army. The men who were, by far and large, responsible for operating the concentration camps and actively hunting down Jews and other minorities during this point in time were Hitler's special police force known as the SS. The castle itself was approximately 90 kilometers west of Hitler's headquarters in Alpine Hills of Austria. Built at the entrance of a valley, it was hidden from the world. The original castle had been passed through the hands of many different royal families until it fell into the hands of the Austrians in 1816. It was then renovated in 1878 and later sold in 1902, where it was converted into a hotel. From here, the castle was acquired by Hitler's SS in 1943, where it became a prime location for French political prisoners. It was also run as a sub-branch of the infamous Dachau concentration camp. The castle, crewed by Captain Sebastian Weimar and his detachment of 25 SS guardsmen from the nearby Dachau concentration camp. As of April 1945, he had been ordered to execute the many French prisoners in his care. Weimar ultimately did not follow through with these orders. Rather, when the Americans finally liberated Dachau, he left with his family on the 5th of May. The guards, now left leaderless, quickly scattered into the nearby forest. With the castle effectively abandoned, the French prisoners broke into the armory in order to acquire rifles and handguns in order to defend themselves. With the French prisoners free, but very much still in Nazi territory, they needed to seek help. The French prisoners, fearful of an attempt by the Nazis to retake the castle, sent out 2 men to try to make contact with U.S. forces. The first man made contact with the 103rd Armored Division. However, while en route, they began to take heavy artillery fire just a few miles short of the castle, stopping their advance. The second man, a Czech cook, managed to reach an Austrian resistance leader named Major Joseph Gangl of the German Wehrmacht, who had opposed the Nazi SS. With the knowledge of the French prisoners' grim situation, he surrendered himself to Captain John C. Lee Jr. in order to propose a plan for rescue. Lee accepted Gangl's surrender and listened to the Major's plan. Together, the U.S. troops, along with 20 German soldiers, marched onto the castle. Once they were in, they set to fortifying their defenses. In the evening, a remnant of the Waffen-SS division in the nearby forest sent a preliminary reconnaissance force to test the firepower and strength of the defenders. The U.S. and Wehrmacht troops steeled themselves and dug in for the long fight ahead of them. As the battle continued to escalate, the SS division unleashed a devastating 8.8 anti-tank gun, which obliterated parts of the castle and knocked out the Allied M4 Sherman. After doing so, the SS launched their main offensive and began to bear down on the Allied positions. The division, which numbered at 150 strong, managed to get to the castle walls and successfully managed to kill and wound many of the defendants, including Major Gangl, who died a valiant death escorting the French Prime Minister from harm. Just as all seemed lost and Lee was preparing for a bloody close-quarters engagement, Major John Kramer arrived with an armored column allowing for a quick and swift Allied victory. Although many troops lie dead on both sides of the walls, German and American alike, this battle showed the true resolve of those who fought in it, showing that there were in fact good people amongst both sides, American and German ranks. When presented with a common enemy, great men will always unite to take upon the call to serve.